Hey everybody, Dr. Dave Marquis here, and I had another message for you that I wanted to share about thinking. Talking about thinking today because I feel like many people have kind of checked their minds out and they're just trusting in a blind fashion, accepting anything that is being presented to them as being appropriate, going along with it. That came to me when I saw a video clip of a young man in a pediatric office who was receiving multiple injections in each thigh simultaneously. And it wasn't just one or two, it was like 6. There was 3 on one side and 3 on the other side. And remember, most of these vaccines are either bi or trivalent, meaning that there's multiple vaccines within each syringe. No one knows the permutations or relative risk or absolute risk of that many vaccines going into that little human being all at once. It's just, the study's never been done and it won't be done. I don't think that it would pass an IRB board. They're determining if this thing is appropriate or not. It's not just that part of medicine. And I almost hate using the word medicine or healthcare because to me that's the antithesis of medicine and healthcare. How did that become health in our minds? How did we get so far derailed that health is literally coming to us in syringes and pills on a daily basis? I have so many patients that are coming in with volumes of medications. We're talking 3, 4, sometimes in the teens of multiple prescribed medications that they're taking at once. That's the adult version of what I just described for the child. So basically, cradle to grave, we're just consuming volumes of things that they're not producing health because we're not healthier as a society. If we were like running around riding on unicorns over rainbows all the time and feeling great, I wouldn't be up here talking to you about this. But people are sick. People are tired. People are fatigued. People are struggling to be well. And I don't see a course deviation from that, excepting in the patient population that begins to ask questions and take a different course. That's why I'm making this video right now, because I'm imploring each of you to take a step back and ask the question that I just asked: is what I'm going to do, that I was just told to do, going to lead me closer to health or take me further away from it? Can the individual that just told me to take this drug, do this surgery, inoculate myself with this thing, can they guarantee me that this is going to produce health? And if not, if there's deleterious effects from any of those things that they just asked me to do, who's going to be responsible? Is someone going to take care of me or my family member when we can no longer do that for ourselves because this thing that we were told to do that we did led to a situation where we can no longer fend for ourselves? That's happening, and it's happening a lot. My heart goes out to these people that are literally being misled and doing things to themselves. You know, whether that misleading was intentional or not is irrelevant because the result is the same. If people are getting sicker because of the things that they're doing and there's no recourse, we're caught in a little spiral that's just going to go downhill. So please, take the time to ask questions about anything that someone tells you to do to your body. Don't just assume that it's okay because someone with a white coat or tie or a degree told you to do that. And certainly not if the media told you to do it. We need to become a thinking people and research for yourself. We have great resources and there are a lot of good practitioners who are trying to raise their voice, but many of us are getting squelched. Our voices can only be heard if you pass it on and change what's happening in our country and in the world relative to freedom of information. I love my country and I love the freedom of speech, and I pray that we will continue to be able to have that to communicate with one another so that we can uplift one another and educate each other and support one another in those practices that truly are health. And there's so many things that people can do to avoid infections, or if you get an infection, deal with it appropriately so that you come out stronger. That's what our immune systems are supposed to do. I hope that message puts a little fire under each of you to take different action and to share that with your friends and family. Be well.